Throughout history, towering stone monuments have stood as silent witnesses to an age of lost knowledge. Structures so precisely engineered that even today's most advanced architects and engineers struggle to replicate them. How did the ancients achieve such impossible feats? Were they merely using crude tools and brute force, or did they possess a lost technology, one so advanced that it has been erased from history? From the seamlessly interlocking walls of Sacsayhuamán to the mysteriously cut granite blocks of Giza and the poured-like stonework of Puma Punku, the evidence challenges everything we thought we knew about human civilization. Could it be that early builders had access to a technique that allowed them to soften and mold stone like clay? And if so, who gave them this knowledge? Was it truly the work of human ingenuity, or was it bestowed upon them by higher beings, perhaps even the Anunnaki themselves? Before we uncover these mysteries, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode where we reveal the forbidden truths of ancient history. And if you believe there's more to our past than we've been told, leave a comment with the number 7 to let us know you're part of the awakening. Now, let's journey into the past and uncover the secrets hidden in stone. How did the Inca construct the seamlessly interlocking walls of Sacsayhuamán, where massive stone blocks fit together with microscopic precision without the use of mortar? Why do some stones at Puma Punku exhibit characteristics that suggest they were poured or molded rather than chiseled with primitive tools? And how did the ancient Egyptians manipulate granite, a material so hard that even modern diamond-tipped saws struggle to cut it, into the precision-crafted megaliths of their pyramids and temples? Mainstream archaeology attributes these feats to crude chisels, wooden rollers, and centuries of painstaking labor. But even with modern engineering, replicating these achievements remains a daunting challenge. The precision of the cuts, the complexity of the joins, and the sheer weight of these stones raise a critical question. Did ancient civilizations possess an advanced, now forgotten technology that allowed them to soften and shape stone like clay? Ancient legends hint at such a possibility. The indigenous people of the Andes tell of a sacred liquid derived from plants that could turn stone into a pliable substance, allowing it to be molded and shaped by hand. Similar myths exist in the Amazon, where tribal shamans speak of a secret alchemical process capable of rendering even the hardest rock malleable. Egyptian and Mesopotamian records describe divine knowledge imparted by the gods, secrets of construction and material manipulation that were said to be beyond human understanding. If such a technique ever existed, what happened to it? Was it a scientific breakthrough lost to time? Or was this knowledge deliberately erased from history, hidden away by those who sought to control the power it held? And most intriguingly, was it even of human origin in the first place? Some theorists suggest that this mysterious ability to manipulate stone was not the product of ancient human ingenuity alone, but rather a gift or a relic from an advanced civilization that predated recorded history. Could it be that early humans were taught these techniques by beings far more technologically advanced than we imagine? Perhaps even the Anunnaki themselves? Did these ancient gods bestow their knowledge upon early societies, only for it to be lost or forcibly removed when humanity was deemed no longer worthy of wielding such power? If ancient civilizations truly mastered stone manipulation, what other lost sciences might they have possessed? Could they have uncovered methods of energy control, levitation, or transmutation, technologies that now exist only in whispers of mythology? If such knowledge was ever real, is it still waiting to be rediscovered, buried beneath ruins, concealed within forbidden texts, or hidden in plain sight? The evidence is undeniable. The questions are many. The answers, however, remain elusive, concealed behind the veils of time, myth, and secrecy. But one thing is certain. The story of our past is far more mysterious than we have been led to believe. The evidence of stone softening in ancient civilizations is as compelling as it is perplexing. Across the globe, remnants of an enigmatic technology suggest that ancient builders wielded a knowledge so advanced that it borders on the supernatural. The Andes, Egypt, and the Amazon, 3 regions separated by vast distances and distinct cultures, all share a common thread: structures and artifacts that defy conventional explanations. The question is no longer whether the ancients possessed a lost method of stone manipulation, but rather, who gave them this knowledge, and why was it lost? In the Andean highlands of Peru and Bolivia, we find some of the most astonishing examples of stonework on the planet. Structures that seemingly reject the limitations of primitive tools and conventional construction techniques. The colossal walls of Sacsayhuamán, for instance, consist of gigantic, irregularly shaped stones, fitted together so precisely that even modern engineers struggle to understand how they were placed. The level of precision suggests that these stones were not simply carved and stacked, but rather softened, molded, and reshaped into place like clay. If one were to run their hands along the joints of these megalithic blocks, they would find no gaps, no mortar, no evidence of chiseling or mechanical shaping, only an eerie smoothness, as if the stones had been in a semi-liquid state before solidifying. Even more astonishing are the ruins of Puma Punku, a site whose massive stone blocks, many weighing several tons, bear signs of extreme heat exposure. Some appear as though they have been melted and hardened once again, creating surfaces with unusual, almost polished textures. Here too, local legends provide tantalizing hints. The indigenous Aymara people speak of a mysterious liquid that their ancestors used to soften stone, allowing them to reshape it by hand. Could this have been the key to the seemingly impossible construction techniques seen throughout the region? Did the builders of Puma Punku and Sacsayhuamán uncover a profound scientific principle, one that modern civilization has yet to rediscover? Or, as some suggest, was this knowledge bestowed upon them by beings far more advanced than we dare to admit? Traveling across the Atlantic, we encounter another mystery hidden within the heart of Egypt, one that suggests that stone softening technology was not exclusive to South America. The granite blocks of the Great Pyramid of Giza, as well as those found in other ancient temples and obelisks, exhibit unmistakable signs of high-temperature exposure. Some researchers argue that the texture and chemical composition of these stones indicate that they were subjected to an unknown process that altered their molecular structure, rendering them malleable before they hardened into place. Traditional archaeology attributes these structures to brute force, chisels, and primitive copper tools, an explanation that many accept. Yet questions remain. If these methods were truly sufficient, why do modern engineers struggle to replicate the precision of ancient builders? Could there be missing pieces in our understanding? Some hieroglyphic inscriptions speak of a divine knowledge that allowed Egyptians to work stone effortlessly. Whether metaphor or lost technology, the truth remains elusive. Were these gods merely symbolic representations of natural forces? Or were they something more, perhaps flesh and blood beings with technological mastery far beyond that of ancient humanity? Some scholars suggest that the Egyptians may have utilized an advanced chemical formula, one that enabled them to soften and shape stone at will, only to have this knowledge lost or hidden over time. Today, scientists studying geopolymer technology have begun to understand how synthetic stone-like materials can be engineered using chemical processes, raising the question: did the ancient Egyptians already possess this knowledge thousands of years ago? If so, how did they acquire it? The final piece of this puzzle leads us deep into the untamed wilderness of the Amazon, where myths and oral traditions speak of an even more enigmatic phenomenon: a sacred plant extract capable of turning stone into a mud-like substance. Among the indigenous tribes of the rainforest, stories persist of a secret alchemical process used by their ancestors to reshape rock, much like potters shape wet clay. Some explorers venturing into the depths of the jungle have reported first-hand accounts of unusual stone formations, some seemingly shaped by non-mechanical means. The connection to the legends of Peru and Bolivia is striking. Was this plant extract the same mysterious liquid that the Incas and their predecessors spoke of? If so, why has modern science failed to identify it? Is it possible that such a substance still exists, hidden deep within the rainforest, protected by the few who still guard its secrets? The implications are staggering. If a plant-based formula capable of softening stone truly existed, it could fundamentally alter our understanding of ancient engineering and perhaps even modern material science. The existence of 3 separate regions, each with strikingly similar accounts of stone softening, cannot be dismissed as mere coincidence. The evidence, both physical and mythological, suggests that an advanced, unified knowledge system once existed, one that spanned continents and was utilized by multiple civilizations in different parts of the world. The lingering question remains: where did this knowledge originate? Some propose that early human civilizations developed these techniques independently, and that the knowledge was simply lost due to war, societal collapse, or religious suppression. Others, however, point to a more tantalizing possibility, one that ties back to the gods of antiquity. The ancient Sumerians, the civilization that first recorded the Anunnaki, described these celestial beings as the architects of civilization, bestowing upon humanity the tools and knowledge necessary to build grand cities and temples. Could it be that the Anunnaki were responsible for disseminating this lost technology across the world? If so, why was it eventually erased from history? Did early humans misuse the knowledge, leading their celestial benefactors to withdraw it? Or did certain ruling elites seek to monopolize and conceal this power for themselves, ensuring that only a select few had access to it? The story of the Tower of Babel, found in the book of Genesis, eerily echoes this idea. A structure so advanced that it threatened the gods themselves, prompting them to scatter humanity and confound its knowledge. Was this merely a parable, or does it hint at a real event in which advanced construction technology was deliberately suppressed? Even today, modern institutions seem reluctant to explore these possibilities. Mainstream archaeology dismisses alternative explanations, clinging to the notion that primitive tools and sheer manpower were sufficient to construct the world's megalithic wonders. But as more evidence emerges, cracks begin to form in this rigid perspective. The rise of new material sciences, quantum engineering, and bioalchemy may one day confirm what ancient myths have long suggested, that our ancestors once possessed a technology far beyond what history books have led us to believe. What then does this mean for us? If such knowledge was lost once, could it be rediscovered? And more importantly, who still holds the key to unlocking it? Could there be secret organizations, shadowy institutions, or even modern-day remnants of the Anunnaki themselves, still guarding this ancient wisdom? The answers may lie not in the ruins of the past, but in the suppressed discoveries of the present. One thing is certain: the stones remember. The walls of Sacsayhuamán, the melted surfaces of Puma Punku, the heat-scorched blocks of Giza, all stand as silent witnesses to a forgotten age, waiting for those with the courage to see beyond the veil of history and uncover the truth that has been hidden for millennia. The lost science of stone manipulation is a mystery that transcends human understanding, and when we turn to ancient Sumerian accounts, we find an entity that may hold the key: Enki, the bringer of forbidden knowledge. Known as the god of wisdom, Enki was not merely a mythical figure, but a pivotal force in shaping early human civilization. The Sumerian texts describe him as the great architect of knowledge, a divine scientist who bestowed upon humanity the secrets of metallurgy, agriculture, temple construction, and possibly much more. If the Anunnaki, an advanced race described as those who from heaven came, intervened in the development of early societies, is it unreasonable to suspect that they shared technologies far beyond human comprehension? Among these potential gifts, could the ability to soften and mold stone have been one of the lost sciences imparted to humankind? The evidence suggests that civilizations around the world once possessed an extraordinary ability to manipulate stone, but the abrupt disappearance of this knowledge raises profound questions. Did Enki and the Anunnaki deliberately withdraw this power from humanity? Or was it lost through war, catastrophe, and the rewriting of history? The Sumerian tablets offer another tantalizing clue. These sacred objects, described in ancient texts, were said to contain divine instructions on various aspects of civilization, including architecture, alchemy, and energy. The tablets were not merely religious artifacts, they were records of highly sophisticated technological principles. What if these tablets contained the exact formulas and methods for manipulating matter at a molecular level? Methods that would explain the perfectly fitted megalithic stones of Sacsayhuamán, the seemingly molded structures of Puma Punku, and the scorched granite blocks of Egypt. If such knowledge was once accessible to ancient priests, scholars, or rulers, where did it go? Some believe that as civilizations collapsed, the custodians of this sacred wisdom perished, taking their secrets with them. Others suggest a more deliberate suppression, an effort to erase the traces of an advanced extraterrestrial influence on human development. The Emi tablets also raise a disturbing possibility. If knowledge this powerful once existed, could it still be hidden away? Ancient texts hint at repositories of wisdom, perhaps secret chambers buried beneath the sands of Mesopotamia, in the labyrinths of Egypt, or even within the unexcavated ruins of South America. If the Emi tablets recorded the precise techniques for softening and shaping stone, then somewhere, in a lost archive or a forgotten vault, the key to unlocking this ancient technology may still exist. Beyond the texts and tablets, the most compelling question concerns the origin of the Anunnaki themselves. The Sumerians did not describe their gods as mere metaphysical beings, but rather as physical entities who descended from the sky, bringing knowledge and civilization. Their home, Nibiru, is said to be a celestial body that follows a vast, elongated orbit, one that may bring it into close proximity to Earth every several thousand years. If the Anunnaki hailed from such a world, then their technological and scientific advancements would have been eons ahead of anything humanity could conceive at the time. It is entirely plausible that the inhabitants of a highly developed civilization, accustomed to manipulating their environment with science indistinguishable from magic, could have introduced molecular stone engineering to early human cultures. Imagine a technology so advanced that it could break down the atomic bonds of solid rock, rendering it malleable like clay before allowing it to harden again into an indestructible form. Such a process would explain why megalithic stones across multiple civilizations appear as if they were once softened and reshaped. If the Anunnaki possessed such a capability, then they would have been able to construct monolithic cities, towering temples, and impenetrable fortresses with ease. More significantly, if this knowledge was passed down to early human civilizations, why was it later abandoned? Some theorists believe that remnants of Anunnaki technology still exist, concealed within ancient structures that modern science has yet to fully decode. Could the Great Pyramid of Giza contain hidden chambers holding lost technological artifacts? Are the underground tunnels of Derinkuyu in Turkey part of an ancient Anunnaki-built refuge? Could the inexplicable Baalbek stones in Lebanon, each weighing hundreds of tons, be the last remaining evidence of a forgotten construction technology? These sites, along with countless others across the world, suggest that humanity once had access to an advanced, unexplainable science, one that was either lost or deliberately removed from history. The idea that such knowledge was systematically erased aligns with multiple myths and biblical stories. The Tower of Babel, for instance, describes an age when humanity possessed the ability to reach the heavens, only to be struck down by divine intervention. Was this simply a metaphor, or did it reflect a real event in which ancient humans were stripped of their most powerful technologies? Did the Anunnaki, after uplifting human civilization, decide that such power could no longer remain in human hands? The implications of these questions extend beyond archaeology and mythology. If a civilization as advanced as the Anunnaki once walked among us, altering our trajectory as a species, then it stands to reason that traces of their influence remain, not only in the megalithic ruins they may have helped construct, but in the very fabric of human knowledge and development. Have elite groups throughout history sought to maintain control over this information, ensuring that the masses never rediscover the full extent of their true history? If the ability to soften and shape stone was merely one aspect of Anunnaki technology, what else did they leave behind? Could they have also imparted knowledge of energy manipulation, levitation, or even genetic engineering? Some researchers suggest that the entire trajectory of human civilization has been subtly guided, ensuring that only fragments of ancient knowledge remain accessible, while the more powerful secrets remain hidden. The deeper one digs, the more unsettling the questions become. If the Anunnaki once ruled over humanity, imparting their knowledge only to a select few, is it possible that they are still watching? Could they return, bringing with them the same technology that once shaped the ancient world? And if they do, Will they reveal their secrets, or will they once again decide that humanity is not yet ready to wield such power? If modern governments, secret organizations, or private institutions have already rediscovered fragments of this lost science, what are they doing with it? Could breakthroughs in nanotechnology, quantum physics, and material science be indirect rediscoveries of knowledge that once belonged to the Anunnaki? If humanity ever manages to unlock the full potential of these lost technologies, it could change everything, from the way we build our cities to the way we understand reality itself. History is rarely as simple as we are told. The stones, the myths, and the texts hint at a forgotten chapter, one where ancient builders may have wielded knowledge beyond our comprehension. As new discoveries challenge old assumptions, the possibility of lost sciences becomes harder to dismiss. The true question is not merely whether this knowledge existed, but whether we are prepared to confront what it means for our understanding of history, technology, and the very origins of civilization. The systematic erasure of ancient knowledge is one of the greatest mysteries in human history. If early civilizations once possessed the ability to manipulate stone in ways that modern science still struggles to comprehend, then why was this knowledge lost? Was it forgotten naturally through the passage of time? Or was it deliberately removed, erased from history by those who sought to control it? The Tower of Babel offers a chilling warning embedded within biblical lore. The Book of Genesis describes a time when humanity worked together to build a monumental structure so advanced, so powerful, that it threatened the dominion of the gods themselves. The divine response was swift and absolute. The tower was destroyed, and humanity was scattered, its knowledge confounded. Was this merely a metaphor, or did it reflect an actual event? One where early humans reached an unprecedented level of technological mastery, only to be forcibly reset by higher forces? Some believe that the Tower of Babel represents a forgotten era of human civilization, a time when mankind had access to construction techniques that defied explanation. If this is true, then the destruction of the tower may have been the first recorded instance of knowledge suppression, an act of divine intervention meant to ensure that humanity never again wielded such forbidden power. But if the gods, or those who claimed to be gods, acted to remove this technology from human hands, who were they truly? Were they simply jealous deities safeguarding their authority, or were they the Anunnaki, concerned that humanity had begun to rival them in knowledge and capability? If so, could this explain why other forms of advanced construction technology, such as stone softening and molecular manipulation, vanished from history? Throughout history, knowledge has been lost, destroyed, or deliberately erased. The burning of the Library of Alexandria remains one of the greatest intellectual catastrophes, wiping out centuries of wisdom. Among the texts lost were likely architectural, astronomical, and scientific treatises, potentially containing insights into ancient engineering methods. Similarly, the deliberate destruction of Mayan and Sumerian records raises questions. Were these simply casualties of conquest, or was there a deeper intent to erase certain knowledge from history? What secrets perished in the flames? Could it be that texts detailing the true nature of megalithic construction, the forbidden sciences of the ancient world, were intentionally erased? The idea that powerful knowledge has been systematically removed from history is reinforced by the destruction of Sumerian and Mayan texts. The Sumerians, the first known civilization to record the presence of the Anunnaki, left behind thousands of clay tablets, but many were lost through war, conquest, and time. The Maya, another civilization with inexplicably advanced building techniques, also saw their vast libraries of codices deliberately destroyed by invading forces. Were these texts simply seen as threats to new ruling orders, or did they contain knowledge that certain entities did not want humanity to rediscover? If the ability to manipulate stone at a molecular level was once part of human knowledge, then the burning of libraries and the destruction of sacred texts could have been a coordinated effort to ensure that such capabilities never resurfaced. But who controls knowledge in the modern world? The idea that technological advancements are withheld from the public is not a new concept. Throughout history, knowledge has been hoarded by secret societies, religious institutions, and ruling elites. Those who understood that power is not simply about wealth or military strength, but about controlling what people know and what they believe is possible. If ancient civilizations were once taught by the Anunnaki to manipulate stone with a lost science, is it possible that this knowledge still exists in hidden archives, locked away from the public eye? Today, breakthroughs in material science, quantum mechanics, and nanotechnology are reshaping our understanding of matter and energy. Some researchers speculate that these discoveries may mirror lost ancient techniques, methods that civilizations like the Sumerians and Egyptians might have once mastered. Yet history has shown that transformative knowledge is often restricted. From declassified military patents to classified energy research, could certain scientific advancements be withheld from public awareness, just as ancient secrets were buried before? If the ability to soften and shape stone without tools existed in the past, then the implications for modern technology are staggering. Imagine a world where structures could be molded without the need for heavy machinery, where entire cities could be formed with effortless precision, where energy and materials could be manipulated at will. Such a discovery would revolutionize construction, engineering, and even warfare. But it would also dismantle the industries and power structures that rely on maintaining the status quo. This raises an even more chilling possibility. If someone today has rediscovered fragments of this ancient knowledge, are they using it in secret? Could highly classified projects hidden within the military-industrial complex already be experimenting with the same principles that once allowed the ancients to build the impossible? Some theorists speculate that black budget programs, secretive think tanks, and private institutions hold classified research that is centuries ahead of what the public is allowed to know. If ancient stone manipulation techniques were based on vibrational energy, molecular restructuring, or other advanced scientific principles, could this same technology be covertly applied to modern military applications, energy production, or even space exploration? The idea is unsettling. If knowledge is power, then the ultimate power is knowing something the rest of the world is forbidden to see. Perhaps the real question is not just whether this knowledge was erased from history, but whether it was ever truly lost at all. What if the knowledge of the Anunnaki, their secrets of stone manipulation, energy control, and advanced engineering, has always remained in the hands of the few, hidden away, waiting for a time when those in control decide humanity is either ready or unworthy of knowing the truth? The pattern of knowledge suppression repeats throughout history. Every time humanity comes close to rediscovering something extraordinary, there seems to be an event that wipes the slate clean, whether through war, conquest, or so-called accidents that result in the loss of invaluable artifacts and texts. If the Anunnaki were once humanity's teachers, did they also become our gatekeepers, ensuring that only fragments of their knowledge survive? Or did they leave behind hidden clues, waiting for those who dare to seek them out? The possibility that a lost science, one that could redefine everything we know about physics and engineering, has been systematically erased and hidden from the masses suggests that there are forces at play far beyond what we have been led to believe. And yet, despite every effort to suppress the truth, evidence continues to surface. The stones themselves tell a story. The massive interlocking megaliths, the inexplicable heat-altered surfaces, the myths of the past all hint at a reality far stranger than history books suggest. The real question is, are we prepared to uncover what was taken from us? If the past is any indication, then those who get too close to the truth may find themselves silenced, just as the knowledge of stone manipulation was erased before. But as technology advances and forbidden discoveries are increasingly harder to keep hidden, could we be on the verge of rediscovering the very knowledge that the Anunnaki, or those in power, tried so hard to erase? If history is repeating itself, then one thing is certain. The battle for knowledge is far from over. If the ancients possessed the ability to soften and mold stone, then what else might they have known? Could they have discovered secrets of levitation, anti-gravity, or energy manipulation, knowledge that we have long assumed to be beyond their reach? The implications are staggering. Throughout history, legends from Egypt, Sumer, India, and Mesoamerica speak of floating stones, vibrating monoliths, and sacred harmonics capable of lifting and shaping massive objects. Did early civilizations harness resonance frequencies to counteract gravity, allowing them to construct impossibly large structures without the need for crude, labor-intensive methods? Even today, modern physics acknowledges the potential for acoustic levitation, electromagnetic propulsion, and zero-point energy, concepts that ancient texts seem to describe in cryptic terms. If they could alter the molecular structure of stone, allowing it to be shaped like clay before solidifying, then did they also understand how to restructure other materials, perhaps even metals, water, or living organisms? Could their knowledge of material science have been centuries, or even millennia, ahead of what we currently believe possible? And if so, was it lost due to natural decline, or was it deliberately erased by those who sought to control its power? The possibility that we are rediscovering fragments of this lost technology is both thrilling and unsettling. Some researchers believe that geopolymer science, the study of artificial stone formation, is actually a modern rediscovery of ancient material manipulation techniques. If early civilizations were not merely carving stone, but instead chemically or energetically transforming it, then our understanding of history needs to be rewritten. Could breakthroughs in nanotechnology, quantum mechanics, and advanced chemistry eventually lead us back to the same principles that the ancients once mastered? And if we do uncover this knowledge, will we be allowed to use it freely, or will it be suppressed, just as it was in the past? Hidden within unexcavated ruins, forgotten manuscripts, and coded within the symbols of lost civilizations, might we still find clues left behind by those who understood the true nature of matter and energy? If the Anunnaki did share their knowledge with early humanity, then it is possible that remnants of this wisdom remain buried in forbidden texts, concealed in hidden chambers, or even encoded within myths that we have long misunderstood. Could there be secret organizations or elite institutions that have already uncovered portions of this knowledge, only to hide it from the world to maintain control over the status quo? The most profound question is, what happens if we unlock this lost technology once again? Will it lead to a new golden age of human advancement, allowing us to reshape our world with techniques far beyond modern engineering? Or will it invite the same consequences that befell the civilizations of old, a cycle of destruction and suppression by those who fear what humanity might become? If history is any indication, those who rediscover forbidden knowledge often pay the price for their curiosity. But the truth, once glimpsed, is impossible to ignore. The stones of the past whisper secrets that we are only now beginning to understand. The question is, are we ready to listen?